Alrighty, guys. It is 3:30 this Wednesday, February 25th, and we are looking at the market. We just kind of holding on to their gains. So far, it's been grinding higher, and both of them kind of stalled right now. They're not going anywhere. They're just kind of in a grinding pattern. But the ES took out resistance. They're right up here to the 60s. That's the level. That's your attractor spot right there, 61 and 69.60. And after that London close, no, sorry, after this 2 o'clock hour. You got that last little leg higher. Not very grinding motion, man. If you were sitting through this, you would have been, man, it's just almost getting old watching this stuff. But they slow grind to the upside, and we're right up to the attractor. At this point, we would expect the market to stall, and I think it's going to pretty much hang around here until the close and maybe pull back a little bit. And Nasdaq, same story there, to get a little bit higher up to the 380s. And so far, that thing is also holding on to the gains. May back off a little bit going into the close, but the two levels to watch right now in the ES is going to be this low, the 69.30s, the low of the day session, and the 60 and the 270s on the Nasdaq, the low of the day session. Oh no, so the low of this prior to the current distribution. Day session on the Nasdaq was even a little bit lower than that, so Nasdaq had a pretty good pop. The ES at the open pretty much just it's slowly grinding higher from the like 30s to the 60s, like 30 points throughout the whole day. Slowly grind. Nasdaq had a nice run up in the morning, and that was a beautiful trending move to the upside. But then they kind of run out of gas. So everything going up, leading into the Nvidia earnings. One of the big items right now is item I just checked out on the stock market is the cryptos. The Coinbase is way up. You have a company called Circle pushing out these USDC stable coins. You haven't done stable coins, so check that out. That's going to be a big deal going forward. You can actually pay the platform fees in stablecoin. I'm working on that right now. I have some options for prepaid customers to prepay for a period of time, but it's taking stablecoins is pretty straightforward right now, and it's like a one-to-one to the dollar. It's very easy if you're doing cross-country payments and stuff like that. No wires, no delays, not a lot of fees at all involved with it. So pretty cheap, pretty quick, and yes, the converted back to US dollars when you have it in your account. Pretty interesting. But it's so USDC companies called Circle popping 30% today on the news. They had 33% right now. Pretty good. Anyway, so the big deal right now going into the afternoon is going to be Nvidia earnings. After the close, Nvidia reports, and that's going to set the mood for tomorrow. Very, very much so. So um, right now, the news for tomorrow: jobless claims, retail and wholesale inventories. We have a Kansas City Fed number, 7-year auction. So nothing really spectacular coming out news-wise tomorrow. Just enough to get the market moving if you have nothing going on. But with the Nvidia earnings coming into tomorrow's trading, it's either going to be a big move down or it's going to be a big move up. That's kind of I think, the two options we have in front of us. So I would just start off range bound buys. It's going to still be to the upside. I would look to buy weakness on the ES down to that 69.30s. So against the mean here, 69.45s against the 69.30s. I look to buy on the Nasdaq down here at the mode at the 300s and then at the 260, 270s. If they trade below that one, I'm taking off the long bias and going back range bound. So that's the ES and the Nasdaq. Now, last time we spoke, I was in a bond trade, and that one worked out pretty good. Now, I did get out a little bit early, and the reason I did that because the last 2 or 3 times I did this, they managed to retrace right back up and stop me out every time. So I'm like, okay, fine. So that nice move to the downside, a little plop here into the 2 o'clock hour, and then you can see it started trading back up a little bit. And I took my $125 at 4 ticks out of that thing, and it's like, okay, fine, I'm done. And they did not retrace. They just took it another 4 ticks lower. So yeah, yeah, typical. The time you take it to your early profits is the time they keep going. And the 3 other times I did this right in front of you, they ran right up here and stopped me out instead. So trading for you. And I think I'm gonna be taking the profits reasonably early because the chances are they have a little counter rotation. It happens more than often. I think it's a little bit less obvious when they run it right straight down here to the mean. Usually have a little counter rotation up here where they shake out some positions. But so on the bonds, 4 ticks on that one trade, and this is the kind of setup I'm looking for. So if you're going to trade the bond, this is what you're looking for. At the one of the edges, this is the case with the upper edge at 05. I got in at 04 short, and I sit and wait for quite a while before we start fading. But I mean, you're pretty. I mean, it's a pretty high probability trade. And the same thing in the way down. If you get long down here at the 2022s, and 4 or 5 tick stop, and you're pretty safe for a rotation back up again. But eventually you're going to be wrong on that as well. But this is a pretty high probability trade. That's why I'm looking for it. And it's like 1, maybe 2 trades a day you get this. That's it. So bond market, it's the same story there, range bound on that one, and not much else to say about that. So back to the ES and the Nasdaq. So today there are no trades on the ES. There's a couple of trades on the Nasdaq with a couple of shakeouts. One small winner and one shakeout, and then I think it was a scratch. So one small winner and a scratch, up $9 on those two. So not much to show for it. And then up 125 on the bonds on that trade. So 4 ticks on the bonds. But anyways, we'll wrap it there, guys, and then watch out after about 25 minutes or so. At that 1 o'clock sometime, you're going to get the NVIDIA earnings. So pay attention to the Nasdaq. It's going to be pretty whippy, I think. It's going to be big reactions happening there, depending on how the market reacts to it. And then tomorrow, we're either going to be trading it on the short side or trading it from the long side. So we'll see. All right, guys, we'll wrap it there. You see you guys back in the morning, guys. Have a good evening. Later.